This is the articulation part to the first video. And what you need for this is the hammer, same thing, the box, and the golf pieces that you got. So for this video, we're going to practice the T and the D sound. So they are produced the same way with the tongue tip behind the top front teeth. T, t, d, d. The only difference is that with the T, it's quiet, and then with the D, you have your voice on. So it's quiet versus loud, or voice on versus voice off. So the D, you have your voice on, and it's loud, and then the T is the quiet sound. That's how I usually try to explain it to my younger kiddos. With our kiddos, they're under 3, so quiet versus loud, they might understand it, they might not. But I still try to use it, but it's okay if they don't understand the difference yet. But that's just the way that I'd like to explain it to some of my older kiddos. So for this one, I recommend using a toothbrush. The reason why is because when you're stimulating their gums, they can feel it and it tickles, and the little bristles will help them move their tongue up. And you can use a toothbrush that they don't brush their teeth with, or you can even use a toothbrush that they use. You can put toothpaste on it, you can put peanut butter on it, you can put jelly on it, anything that your child likes that they can lick off, I would recommend doing with this activity. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before, is using it in syllables. We're going to use it in words, and then 2-word phrases. So if you have peanut butter, I'm not putting peanut butter on right now for this purpose because I want to show you. So you put peanut butter on your toothbrush, and let's practice with the T sound first. So what you're going to do is you're going to show your child how to say the T sound. You'll put it behind your toothbrush behind your teeth, and you just say t, t, t. You can even say, lick the peanut butter off, and then have them do it. And automatically, once you put the peanut butter on, or whatever it is that you're using on their gums behind their top teeth, their tongue is automatically going to go up because they're going to want to lick that off. So it would go something like this. Listen. T, 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 t. Your turn. Lick it off. T, t, t. Your turn. Good job. High five. All right. Listen. T, 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 t. Your turn. Good job. You said t, t, t. Nice. All right. Listen. Chew, 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 chew. Lick the peanut butter off. Chew, chew, chew. Your turn. Good job. Okay, listen. T, T, T. T, T, T. Lick it off. T, T, T. Your turn. Good job. Okay, so that was for syllables. For words, we can practice tap. So while you're doing the language activity, you can say tap, tap, tap. You can also go ahead, while you're saying tap, 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 you can stop and break, and then put the peanut butter or whatever it is you're using behind their top teeth, so then they can reach for the top of their mouth to say the sound. So it would go something like this. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Lick it off. Your turn. Tap, tap, tap. Good job. High five. Now, like I said, it's a little harder to do this in a video, but the way that I would do it is when I'm showing the child tap, 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 and then I show them tap, 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 and I lick the peanut butter off, then I would say, open your mouth, and then put some peanut butter up there and say, you say it, tap, 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 and then have them do it. So that's how I would do it in between. Now, if you want to practice it, let's say they're doing great. This is a warm up. They did syllables, they did their words. Try to make their sentences longer. Just like with anything, like I say, add one extra word. So one up it. So you could say tap in, tap in, tap in. Your turn. Good job. Tap in. You can also say, I tap in. I tap in. Your turn. Good. I tap in. High five. So, because you're adding more words in, if your child is understanding it, then that's great. Then you just go with it. You don't have to use the toothbrush. But if they're still not getting their tongue to go up, I would just bring it down to the word. So just have them say the word over and over and over again. If they're not saying the word, then just say the sound. And just have them practice it at the sounds level, because if they're not getting it in sentences, they're not getting it in words, then they're not ready for it yet. So, like I said, depending on where your child is, if they're just able to say syllables, just keep it at the syllables. If they're able to say it in words, then use it at words. And if they're saying it at sentences, that's great. Keep going with the sentences. So it all depends on where they're at. But that doesn't mean that you should stop modeling it. You can still model it, but if they're not able to say it, then that's okay. Just move on and give them something that they know how to do, so then they feel encouraged. Now I said the D sound is exactly like the T sound, d, d, d. The only thing is that you put your voice on when you say your D sound. So I always try to use this cue because you can feel your vocal cords vibrate, d, d, d. So even though our kiddos are still young, they might not understand the difference between voice on or voice off. You can still use this as a cue. So you could say, now we're practicing our d, d, d sound. You ready? It's loud. D, d, d. D, d, d. Your turn. Good job. You can also put your hand on their throat, so then that way it's kind of a cue and they understand that it's different from the T sound. Or they just know that there's a difference. So you put your hand on your throat for the D sound and it's off for the T. It's just a helpful way to show them there's a difference between the two sounds, because our kiddos at this age are very visual. So we are going to practice some syllables with the D sound. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Your turn. Lick it up. Da, da, da. Good job. High five. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Your turn. Good. Do, do, do. Okay, listen. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Your turn. Good. Do, do, do. Nice job. And for the word, you can practice down, down, down. Down, down, down. Your turn. Good. Down, down, down. Now we're practicing the two words, so we can do our sound from, I think it was last week. Push down. Push down. Your turn. Good. Push down. You could say tap down, and you can practice the T and the D. Tap down. Tap down. Your turn. Good job. And the same thing with the T sound. You can make this a little longer. I tap down, you tap down, or I push down, you push down. So it's really helpful to practice those same words with those same sounds, because it's programming their tongue to go up for those sounds, and it's just more practice and more trials. So it's giving them an opportunity to practice moving their tongue in the correct position. So I hope that was helpful for you, and you can practice using those cues throughout the week for the T and the D. Another thing that I'd like to tell you is that in the video, I tried to use the toothbrush a little more in the beginning, and then as I moved on to the words and the phrases, I stopped using it. That's because if your child doesn't need that extra support, then you can not use it anymore. This would be called maximum cues. So you're giving them all the cues. You're saying it. You're also giving them a tactile cue. So you're making them feel where they're supposed to put their tongue. And then also they're hearing you say it and model it. So that is a max cue. So you're giving them all those cues to be able to say that sound. If you're able to just say the word or the sound, tap. So that's just one model. That's just one visual cue that they, not visual cue, sorry, auditory cue. They're hearing it, so they don't need anything extra. But when we're using the toothbrush, that's a tactile cue. When we're touching their throat, that's also tactile or gestural too. And then also if they're hearing you say it, and then also seeing you move your mouth or your tongue, that's visual. So that's all the possible cues that you can use to help them support their sound production. So let me know if you have any questions. It'd be great if you could record the video and then send it over to me so I can see how the kiddo is doing. And feel free to contact me, okay? I hope this was helpful.